Welcome to Trade Talk, powered by Novex Finance. We got a few of us up here. We got a nice little pump on the market this weekend. Was it a moon boy pump or was it a legit pump? I guess we're really going to find out. But today we're going to play a couple new tracks that we've been working on, and we're going to discuss the market sentiment. So let's get to it, baby. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. From the basement charts to the blockchain hearts. Listen. Yeah. Started out broke with a broke exchange, hidden fees in the code, everything felt strange. Every trade that I made, someone skimmed off top, like a hand in the pot when the beat just dropped. I needed proof, not a promise in a pop-up ad. Tie graphs with a mask on, looking all bad, so I linked with the devs who could read that chain. Turn a loophole scam to a straight lace lane. Novex, where the numbers talk back in real time. Every tick on the ledger in a clear line. You can trace every step like a shoe print. Whole history on display like a blueprint. No suit in the middle trying to take the share, just code and the keys in the crowd in there. Grit in my voice, but the math stayed clean. The central with the dream, now we built this machine. Novex got the block on lock, from the first little lot to the well side stock. Put the keys in your hand, now the man on top. If the ledger say it hit, then you know it don't stop. Novex with the real ones trade. Every tick, every fill, every move we make. Transparent when the big banks fade. This that new ground floor that the old world paved. It's that new ground floor that the old world. I seen charts get cooked like a Sunday meal. Fake volume on the books, that synthetic feel. Central desk with a smile and a hidden clause. Hit accept and regret when you read those laws. Novex different, peer power in the protocol. Every node, every vote, every local call. No hush back door, where the rules get bent. Just 1,000 little minds in a loud consent. You want yield, earn it with the risk you chose. Not a secret little lever that nobody knows. If the spread too wide, market make a slide, but the rules sit still while the bids collide. I keep my wallet in the palm of my own hand. 12 words tighter than a gold band. If I moved in the block, write the whole scene, stamp it on chain like a tag on a clean jean. Novex got the block on lock, from the first little lot to the well side stock. Put the keys in your hand, now the man on top. If the ledger say it hit, then you know it don't stop. Novex where the real ones trade. Every tick, every fill, every move we make. Transparent when the big banks fade. This that new ground floor that the old world trade. This that new ground floor that the old. You want trust, that's code you can read. You want speed, that's blocks at full speed. You want choice, every pair, every seed. Whole globe in your screen, whole fade in your D. Novex where the register. From the block to the box, we align that spread. From the charts to the hearts, put the light up bed. If the math don't match what the suits just said, we let the hash speak loud for the crowd instead. I move smart, I don't chase green ghosts. I play stops where the fear live close. I stack game, little wins in a tight road. Risk capped on the downside, light load. Novex taught me how to see that slip. How a tiny little cup make a whole ship tip. Now I scan every feed like a verse I wrote. If the bar don't add up, then the line get cut. We got charts on the phone, on the phones in the back. Limit orders on the book where the depth stay fat. From the kid with a bill to the fund with a fleet. Same rules on the rail, same price on the sheet. It's that flip of the frame, from the fuel to the crowd. From the closed velvet rope to the voices loud. I'm just one more mind in the net so wide, but the trade hit hard when the swarm decide. Novex got a block on lock, from the first little lot to the well side stock. Put the keys in your hand, now the man on top. If the ledger say it hit, then you know it don't stop. Novex where the real. Novex where the real. Novex where the real. Yeah. Top down. Sun low. Got that. Novex glow. Yeah. Screens green. Heart slow. Let the whole day roll. Early in the AM, coffee in the same cup, watch list loaded. Everything framed up, charts on chill. Moving like a slow jam, playing so clean, I don't even need a boast, man. Wrist tight, yeah, the downside light, let the market do its thing. I ain't gotta fight, cause the rules in place like lanes on the freeway. Novex on the dash, I just ride how the beast sway. Trail stop set while I laugh with the homies. Alerts hit soft on my wrist like it know me. No chase, no race, just grace in the guideline. Platform do the heavy, I just live in the right mind. Novex on my mind, I'm cruising through the day so smooth. Money on the line, but I'm moving like I can't lose. Game stay up line, got a plan so I can choose. Life plus grind, that's the groove I use. Novex on my mind, yeah. Used to let fear talk loud in the background. Jump in, jump out, every little tick down. Now I zoom way out, see the whole big frame, let the noise burn out. I don't play that game, I split win, stack small, let it grow in seasons. Lost come, know the down, walk off with a reason. Discipline drip, like the chrome on the rim shine. Step by step, turn the side hope to a real climb. Tell my people you could build while you breathe easy. From the phone or the home where the waves breeze. Tools in the hand, but the mind is the real wealth. Novex on the screen, put belief in your own self. Novex on my mind, I'm cruising through the day so smooth. Money on the line, but I'm moving like I can't lose. Game stay up line, got a plan so I can choose. Life is grind, that's the groove I use. Novex on my mind, yeah. From the first little trade to the big time vision, from the late night doubts to the clear cut decisions. We just scale, stay patient, let the process talk. Novex in my hand, but my heart do the walk, yeah. Novex on my mind, Novex on my mind.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Trey Talk. I ran a couple songs there as we were a couple minutes late. You guys know we typically like starting things at the top of the hour, but we're going to vibe out. I got a third new song to play on the exit. But in the meantime, let's check in with all the homies, see what everybody's got going on. We going to tap in with Andrew first. What's up, dude? How you doing, Andrew?
Finally got my LinkedIn connect, so we're finally back streaming there. So pretty hype. We're reaching people, man. You guys have been tuning in, man. We've been doing a little bit of video games. We're streaming good stuff, and so I'm hyped to get rolling. This is your here. Welcome. And Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you guys are and the note from this goes out to X. You make sure you guys hit the follow, hit the subscribe, and make sure you guys don't miss what we got cooking. Because when it comes to the charts, man, we are always so digging.
Andrew, you're cutting off really freaking bad. Can you guys all hear Andrew, or is this just me?
No, he's pretty bad.
Dude, Andrew, reset your stuff, bro. My goodness, we've heard maybe a third, if not less, of what you said. Yeah, Trey Talk. He was talking about we're on LinkedIn, we're all over the place. We're starting to get noticed. We're doing some gaming sessions. We're playing chess. We're playing poker. We're playing video games. But all in all, we're building community. Been getting reached out by a few people saying they want to start rolling with us and playing, doing all these little things that, we've been doing for community building. So tap in. We got a lot of stuff here, going down. But ultimately it really comes down to just
Hey,
being
Clutch, is it better now?
Yeah, way better now. He's back. Let's see what's up, Doc.
When I logged in on my phone, and I think that I was on this everywhere,
Yeah.
guys. But this episode,
Yeah, it's not working, Andrew. I'm sorry, dude. I don't know what's going on, bro. But we really can't hear anything you're saying. Let's tap in with everybody. Alex, how you doing, bro? How was your weekend?
Yeah, it was a good weekend. Caught up with some sleep. There were some fun spaces on X, and we played a bit of poker, didn't we, over the weekend? I tried to get into some games. I think I was a bit late for the buy-ins, but I kind of played by myself, and then I jumped into some spaces and caught up with some sleep, really, because I've been pushing, the New Year's and everything. All gets a bit out of hand sometimes, but then caught this obviously what happened on with the Venezuela stuff, and yeah, it's been an interesting weekend, man, seeing how the market reacts to it and everything. And yeah, everybody's discussing what the chart's looking like, and now everybody's asking me because I'm with you guys, so everybody's like, what do you think about the charts? And it's like, yeah, well, this and this and this. But yeah, it's been good, man. Yeah, a couple of projects are building and start marketing and stuff. So yeah, but anyways, how's everybody else?
We're doing good, man. Honestly, this weekend was a pretty chill weekend for me. Last weekend for a school break for the kids, so I was able to spend a lot of time with my kiddos, play some video games, take them to the park. We've just been kind of hanging out and just spending that time. But let's go, baby. We are echoing pretty
Yeah, I think
bad.
you got some feedback there, Clutch.
Yeah, that's because you have two accounts up here. You're on the what?
It should be two different accounts now.
Yeah, I removed the other one. Hold on. All right, so the dev, your admin one, I removed, and now you have your phone one. Let's see if we can hear you now, Andrew.
Yo, you got me okay?
Oh my goodness, about that.
Hey, I'm always on time. Just not always there when you call. Don't ask Ja Rule. But no, man, I'm glad we're back. I'm glad we're rolling. And I do have a good check-in question for us, man. If we got time for it, I know we're a little behind today. I guess we got time for it. You didn't tell me to stop, but yeah, guys. So here's my check-in question, and for those of you that might be new around here, these are all about the money, right? So the way these go down is we generally do a check-in question, see how everybody's doing, and then we throw it over to the Clutch, and he looks at the charts, he let us knows what he's seeing. He calls a range for the next 2 days. He calls a direction for the next 2 days, and then we try to call a trade of the show. But yeah, guys, here's my check-in question for everybody you can think about for a second while I tell everybody about Novex. But you got to know what's going on in the United States. They recently launched a mission to where they went in, they got Maduro out of Venezuela, brought him back, and everybody's in agreement it was over oil, right? And like even the Trump admin came out and said, like, yeah, we need this oil. They expatriated it from our companies that held assets there, so we're going to get it back. And he's a narco terrorist, this and that. But here's where it gets particularly interesting to me, and I think it ties into a lot of what we've been talking about for years with the Bitcoin space race. I'm hearing rumors from multiple sources that the Venezuela has 660,000 Bitcoin because when sanctions hit, they were selling oil for USDT, and a lot of that oil got converted into Bitcoin. So I guess my intro question for the day is, are we seeing in real time the first time that Bitcoin has been taken by force? Was this maybe to accumulate some more Bitcoin? Curious what you guys think about that. I wanna throw it around, check in with everybody while Clutch gets these charts up and all that good stuff. But let's start with the homie Massimo today, man. What do you think about this, Massimo? You think this might have been a thinly veiled attack to snatch up some Bitcoin real quick?
Morning, you guys hear me?
We got you, homie.
Excellent. Hey, sorry about that. You know what? This this entire process or this entire thing going, honestly, it's like it. First of all, it's an amazing thing, right? I mean, let's get past the mixed American reaction and look at the reaction of the country that this is actually impacting the greatest, right? And the Venezuelan people are celebrating, right? And anyone who thinks this is an overstep, right? Needs to go and do a little research on international law and understand here that this is a good thing. Now, I don't think that. I think that it's funny because people are like, well, this is about oil. And yeah, I've heard some things about Bitcoin, this, and that. And like, yeah, absolutely. There's absolutely an element to that. Now, just to say because that it is, about oil and that there could be a Bitcoin element to it doesn't mean that, it's not, that the Venezuelan people aren't going to, prosper from this, right? But listen, we just, did the world a massive favor. And we have significant leverage right now. Significant leverage. We're in control of this, right? Now, when we say we're in control, we're the ones that are controlling the way that this conversation is going to happen, right? And while Venezuela and some of the new politicians, and if you've haven't had a chance to look up the last actual election they had, and just do a little research on that. There's some incredible politicians, in particular, a female woman. I can't remember her name. My gosh, but just the things that they stand for and some of the values that they have, especially given what they've been used to. I think it's going to be an amazing thing for the country. I just think we need to make sure that as we're continuing to do this, we're doing it in a way that obviously, look, we put all the risk into this here, right? And we're going to be the ones that are continuing to risk it. So we want to make sure that we are utilizing the leverage that we have from this negotiation standpoint for the best of our ability. But I would not be surprised at all if this entire Bitcoin thing's kind of been left out because it's kind of going to be used. I guess maybe a little bit as we'll call it a wild card in the negotiation process. But it's going to be interesting, and the only thing I hate right now is that I have to filter through all the people freaking crying that don't understand what's going on. Other than that, it's I think there's going to be some pretty interesting things continuing to go down with this, over the next couple weeks, at least until the conversation, or until they get themselves on the right track and the conversation shifts over to continuing to support and build our country and move over to Greenland.
Hey, Greenland's up next. They're on the list, and while we're at it, we can take Norway for all I care. But it does seem like the people of Venezuela as a whole are pretty happy with it. I don't know if I've seen anybody from Venezuela talking about, oh, I can't believe this happened. It's so terrible. But the whole Bitcoin aspect of it is pretty interesting to me, right? And like I get where you're coming from too. This was a major negotiation play too, just because like now we control one of the biggest oil deposits in the Western Hemisphere, but also that big Bitcoin deposit that's there, man. Like I think is huge though, because why they're painting this is, with the oil companies, I looked into it. Apparently I think it was Exxon in particular, had about 4 billion in oil assets there. And when they took it, they only gave them 1 billion. And so like essentially they owed us like 3 billion and that was enough to roll up on them. But man, 600,000 Bitcoin, that's a lot of money right there too. So like that might have made the whole mission worthwhile as well too. The US is by force trying to accumulate its first Bitcoin. So the whole situation is interesting, and it's going to be fun to watch it play out, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Good to hear from you, Massimo. Let's kick it over to Egon. Egon, how you doing, homie? What are your thoughts on this, man? Do you think that there's a chance that the U.S. rolled up on Venezuela to take the 600,000 Bitcoin they were sitting on?
While I don't think that was the sole purpose, I think that you guys touched on a couple of points that actually reminded me of say like the Prestige or the Magician's Assistant. It's like, or when you're going to take the photo and the photographer says, "Who? Look at the birdie over here," and they're taking your picture. They want your eye off the ball. While it may not be the sole purpose, it's going to be a darn nice perk of the job, if you will.
No, that's a great point. I think you phrased it perfectly too, because it is like the thing where like the magician's like, oh, look over here, and then like they got their other hand, doing the real magic, and it's like they went in and gave us every other reason. Like, yeah, he's a narco terrorist. Yeah, their oil needs to be sanctioned. Oh, he's not stepping down. We're gonna go get him. But there was no mention of this Bitcoin. This 600,000 Bitcoin that they have, that is probably in U.S. hands now if we're quote unquote controlling the country. So no, I love the way you phrase that, Egan.
Thank you. And yeah, this wasn't overnight. It's something that was absolutely. I mean, you can't. I mean, yes, it was literally overnight, but the planning that went into this is, yeah, it's going to be interesting moving forward from all points. Like Massimo said, he hasn't seen anyone or heard, many news outlets, showcasing people saying, "Oh, this is terrible for our country. I can't believe this happened." So, I think it's a good thing overall. International law, I love it. Let's keep it going.
I think it's a good thing, and I'm always a believer is the strongest military is the winner in international law. That's just the way it goes down. Let's throw it across the pond. I know the UK is having meltdowns over there, but we've Americanized Alex. I'm willing to vouch for him to get him a green card. We might start we might launch a pump fund token to get Alex over here in the US. But Alex, how you doing, bro? I know we hung a little bit this weekend. Hope you had a great weekend. But what do you think about the US marching in on Venezuela, and do you think that we're gonna take that Bitcoin?
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I kind of see it as like a bit of a proxy war between the US and China and stuff. It's like all smoke and mirrors about him. It's just interesting that he managed to grab his wife and children. I'm doubting that he's probably in a spa hotel somewhere and Trump's going to play golf with him over the week or something. But yeah, I mean, I
I
know
think he's a
China.
cellmate with Diddy.
Oh, really? We'll
I
see.
saw a meme. It might be true. It might not. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But I know China invested like what 70 billion into Venezuela, and they do a lot of they test out a lot of their that dangerous spy stuff where they their draconian kind of tracking stuff in Venezuela as well. So yeah, it's interesting, man. Whether you guys will take over and see what Trump says is another question. But yeah, I don't know. I saw that video this morning where it was just a parody of Trump as a Venezuela president and stuff, and that did make me laugh. We're here to party and big booty Latinas and stuff. But yeah, you could see it happening. I was just interested how it was going to affect the markets and stuff, man. And like some people uncertainty, and it could dumpy, and other people are like, well, uncertainty, war, it means everybody's going to gold and Bitcoin. So I'm waiting to see how the markets were affected. Like I was like looking at the Chinese markets and the UK markets today, and it was just a bit choppy and stuff. And I was just like, well, where's that happening? So yeah. So I was waiting to see what was happening in Americas and everything like that. But I got busy with other stuff. I haven't really been locked into the charts like you guys. So you've obviously been locked into the charts today, man. What did you see this morning when you woke up?
Man, to be real, I haven't been too locked into the charts yet. I'm gonna get my Monday morning chart analysis in real time with you guys. I've been kind of digging into the fundamental side of things, and just seeing what's going on with this news, and trying to piece all that together. So I'm ready for some chart analysis too, homie.
Q clutch.
we got one
That was
more.
it. I was gonna say I thought we had a couple more, dude.
Oh, really?
I'm ready though. I'm ready. But we could check in with the homies real quick.
Let's see if Hermit has reception in the cave today. And I don't know if Ruggy's still up here, but I saw Ruggy earlier, but I can't see him on my screen now. But Hermit, how you doing, bro? You got Starlink in the cave yet?
I don't know if you can hear me. Right when you asked if I have reception, I don't know, dude. I don't think Restream likes
Loud
me.
and clear.
Or nope. Of course. Why would I? What would I? Some BS.
We actually heard you just fine.
I think that's the best I've ever heard of it.
Capitulation on Hermit when he thought we weren't listening.
Like that strong bellowing voice. I knew he was a giant, but it came through there clearer than ever.
Bro, you would think he's a Ravens fan with the way the way he keeps missing on the sound.
Dude, imagine being a Ravens fan this morning. That's
Bro, I can't believe that field goal was missed. And yet I can't believe the extra point was missed as well, on the touchdown by the Steelers, man. Just to see Aaron Rodgers panic was kind of funny. But Herman, are you back? Freaking Herman.
all right, no, Herman. Let's throw it over to Ruggy. Ruggy, how you doing, homie? And what do you think about the U.S. and Trump rolling up on Venezuela? You think we were secretly after some Bitcoin?
Big Bang takes little bang, baby. All right, I'm muting.
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, I think that's always the case, right? Big bang takes little bank. I think I forgot who it was saying that, point over here, get your attention over here to really take, the true valuable thing. Well, I think right now the world's seeing and noticing that Bitcoin is becoming that valuable thing. So I definitely believe there were some sort of, hard drive sort asset taking things happening during that raid. All the fluff of, it's for oil, it's it's a good thing because he was, helping the people, always trying to, I don't know, make us choose a side. It almost feels like, right? But the important thing is that, they got their Bitcoin, they got what they wanted. So yeah, I'm on board with that. I can see that for sure.
Oh man, they should have put me in charge. The first thing I would have done is the door got kicked and I'm like, "Where's the seed phrase, homie? I need the seed phrase. Everybody get on the ground." Nobody would have made it out till I got the seed phrase.
Oh man, it's probably a lot
1000%.
simpler than that. Homie probably just, had his wallet logged in so many times, and they probably just got a keyboard scribber that locks in all your your keystrokes. So, oh yeah, 100%.
I'm not gonna lie, if I'm not the dictator and I'm the right-hand man of the dictator, as soon as I know the invasion's going down, I'm having the seed phrase ready on like a dry erase board and just sitting next to it. So as soon as you kick in my door, I'm just gonna be pointing up. There it is, bro.
Getting good connection out of our listeners seems to be a challenge.
Oh yeah, I cut there for a minute.
Yeah, no, you've been cutting most of these minutes that you've been on this stream, Andrew. I don't know if we need to find like a private server or like what's the deal. Let me get Trading View ready. All right, Pumpy Dumpy. Anybody else want to give us a take before I start the TA? No? Yeah, people are tired of rugging, I bet.
I'm ready for TA.
Yeah. Let's do this, baby. Oh, window. Where is my windows? Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that.
People like me, man. Check.
People do like TA, bro.
No, you got me full screen now. Ooh.
Oh.
Put the camera on then.
I guess it doesn't show out unless I do the whole screen. 1 second. This is kind of odd. I didn't know this was the case. There it goes. Now it finally worked. Boom. Okay.
Well, I'm just seeing us. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, no, it's good now. Now let me somebody else is requesting. Who is that? Andrew and Hermit. Great. Hermit's funny because he just can never connect to Restream. All right, let's go full screen. Vámonos. Pumpy dumpy. So, guys, as always, before we do anything, we want to go to CoinMarketCap and check the totals of crypto. The market cap of crypto is at 3.17 trillion, which is really good direction as we called for it to head to the 3.3, 3.4 range to really solidify that we're going to have a shot. Fear and greed is up to 42, however, which typically once the greed starts going up like this, you start seeing these vicious moves start happening. So looking at the fear and greed and looking at the totals, it is giving me hope that there is a chance. Now, there's also a few different reasons why we got this pump. For starters, there was just no more bearish momentum, left on the charts, and that's kind of one of the things I was talking about last trade talk on Friday. So typically before more continuation happens, they have to go the other way to start dragging EMAs in specific directions. So when I'm looking at USDT on the weekly, you start noticing that it broke that uptrend that we had followed. If I go to the daily, it looks even more obvious. Over the weekend, we did get that correction to fully lose that trend. And it could be because of the full moon schedule, which was on January 3rd or this Saturday. If any of you guys went to go outside in the evening times, go outside, just kind of chill, I'm sure you noticed such an amazing wolf moon that we had. And as you guys know, we've been following the moon schedules now for 2 years, and there always seems to be pumps about 90% of the full moons, meaning 10 to 11 of every 12 full moons we get throughout the year, especially on the super moons, we've been getting these crazy pumps. So that's a good thing for us. Now, to discuss where this is gonna land, we want to try to find where it stopped. And I found that I already did the TA in advance. So notice on the 8-hour chart, it was kind of programmed to head right to the 8-hour 200 EMA. And we really went right to, look at this, almost right to the dot before the bounce coming. So when I'm looking at the 8-hour, I don't see any more bearish crossing coming up. Where it gets to the point where you still have a little bit more bearish momentum left is on this 4-hour chart when you have the 50 about across under the 200, and that seems to be imminent here over the next 1 to 2 4-hour candles. So within the next 8 hours, we should get a nice little last leg to this dump following this cross. And if we go to the 6-hour, this is where you start noticing that once the 4-hour cross happens, which was this 8 over the 200, under the 200, we now have the 21 and 50 incoming towards that 200 EMA. So typically in these moments, we do like to find this gap here between this cross and the 200 and where we are. Typically, you'll see the charts just kind of scale up before the cross happens, and then you get that, that bounce down, or depending on the direction of the cross. So from what I'm looking at here, we really want to track that 4-hour, because if you look on the 2-hour, we're starting to just kind of hold on now. 1 hour, same thing. 30-minute, we're starting to grab the ADMA after a rejection, meaning on the 15, we have the ADMA damn near, right? So we're like right at the spot where it's trying to consolidate and start heading towards the upside. So if you happen to catch this pump, good job. But if you're trying to long from this point, now it's almost just feels like there's no guarantee that there's going to be some correction. And once we get to the Bitcoin chart, you'll kind of understand it. So in these moments, I like zooming into the smallest of time frames when I'm taking trades, and I start looking at what this is doing, and it looks like it's heading to the 5 minute 200 here after this little consolidation. But again, it really comes down to that 4 hour cross that's incoming and that is imminent, which is a lot of traders, they trade EMAs, they trade different things when they start happening. So this is a good sign for more of this relief rally to head towards these pockets. And I'm going to show you the little support zone that it's heading. I do expect to see the 5.5 to 5.9% be a very strong point of support for USDT dominance, as when we broke out of it, we tested that area. We all these tested levels, we did it properly. So I don't expect for us to blow through this range. I do expect to see the slowdown right at these levels. So from where we're looking at now, you really want to pay attention to the upcoming stuff, but there's a lot of stuff that can go down here, especially with just the temperature of the politics going on. So, what's going to trigger a crazy big pump? Who knows, but we're definitely going to look at it. Now, as far as the CME BTC1 exclamation, here's where it gets interesting, because one of the things that I caught is that we left a window, a little CME gap here. So I'm going to set it up here so we can see that we now have an open gap. On Friday's candle, we closed at 90,190. After testing the upside, we ended up closing at that level. And on today's candle that we started, we opened up at 91,595. So 91.6 essentially. So that gives us a gap of about $1,500. On the daily, we went right to the 50 as well and rejected there. So what's going to happen here, you want to go find upcoming bullishness on this chart so you can know if it's going to give us a continuation or if it's just going to head down and close that CME gap that's left right below us. So for there, we see that the 8 already crossed above the 50. 21 is still far. Okay, well, let's go find the 8 hour. So that's when we start seeing, okay, all the crossing already happened. Let's go to the 6 hour. You start seeing, oh, crossing already happened, and we rejected at the 200 EMA. 4 hour, same thing. 21, the 8 already crossed above the 200. We are above the 200, which is a good thing. But you see this gap of time. There's still a few candles on the 4 hour left before the CME is going to either go close that gap or go to the next leg up. Regardless, you don't really want to see the CME go too high above while leaving a gap so close below. So these spots are almost better that we just kind of take down these little spots here. On all the time frames, when I start going to the 2 hour, you start seeing all the crossing already happen. So it does look a bit different for Bitcoin futures. On the daily, you see we're ripping above the 50, not at the 50, right? So we are back to front running the CME. Check it out. Daily, we're below the 50. Daily for futures, above the 50. So the EMAs are going to look different with upcoming crosses when you see futures. And here's where you kind of could start seeing the 12 hour. All the crossing already happened. So again, let's go find what's incoming. 8 hour, we're right at the 200. 8 still needs to catch up. So I can see a little pullback here as we're waiting for all this to happen. 6 hour, the 8 already crossed it over the 200. So now we got the 21 and 50. But again, these are 6 hour candles. It takes a while. 4 hour, here's where I don't like it. Because on the 4 hour, we got all the crossing that we were going to get. So typically when that happens, it's pretty hard to get to the 6 and 8 hour crossings, because that just means we have to rip way above here just so these EMAs drag that way. So from looking at futures versus the CME, definitely looks different. So now we go find what's happening on the 2 hour, little overextension, 1 hour bouncing off the 8. But look at all these attempts at losing the 8, and we kept gaining it. It almost feels like it's coming to an end here. 30-minute chart, kind of same thing, right? So you start looking at no EMA crossing towards the upside that's really left. So that was the point that I was making Friday, and why I suspected that there was a pump coming. For starters, the full moon was coming the next day. This was Friday, full moon Saturday. Okay. Next is, dude, if there's no more bearish momentum and they want to keep going lower, they have to give us a vicious pump out of nowhere, one that no one expects, which is kind of what you're getting. So for Bitcoin, you really want to just see it hold on, as it keeps being what saves the market. And Bitcoin just continues to take the attention. Very well be it can, be part of what what America did to taking this war action to people's houses and taking their Bitcoin. Maybe they buy more. If I'm American, I know I'm confiscating, say, 6,000 Bitcoin. Why not buy 5,000 of them? Right? It's almost like you're getting such a crazy price. You can pump the market. No one will expect it. Oh, it almost feels like that's what did go down. So, with what we're seeing here, we want to find an exact target of where we think Bitcoin can go. And based off of seeing this rejection, not rejection, but we're not blowing through this 50 on CME, I do expect to cool down around these levels, but easy to understand that once we went way below the EMAs, you got to go above them. So then you can create some incoming bearishness. Like I already showed you guys, on the 2 hour, is all these EMAs, right? Once we're done curving, so I'm just going to do the 8, like once it's done curving, it just kind of creates the bearishness and then follows the 21 and then follows the 50, right? Like it's just the nature of how these EMAs work. All these EMAs are lagging indicators that show you what is and isn't coming to the market. So when we're looking at the EMAs, you're really just looking at buys and sells coming through, because with the EMAs going up, that means people are getting bullish, right? People are buying, the averages are going up. So, but overall, I'm not liking that some of these spots are nasty, nasty rejections. So we're going to head to the rest of the charts here, because we do want to look at Solana. Solana has, if you look at the daily, right? Because this is the one that matters, you'll notice that the daily is right at the 50, right with the CME, not with Bitcoin above its daily 50, right? We're way above the 50. Look at Ethereum on its daily as well. It's above the 50, right? So look at this. So the ones that normally front run, Solana isn't front running. The one that is, it's Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're front running what the CME thinks is going to do, what they think the CME is going to do. On the daily, we do have the 8 getting ready to cross over the 50. That's pretty bullish for Ethereum, and Ethereum is now giving you a 1, 2, 3 triple bottom with consolidation towards the upside, and it's front running the market. So those are very good signs, but I wouldn't just hang my hat on that and just call it a guarantee move. As you're seeing, it's just simply front running the CME. Solana isn't. And why? Maybe because there's no more, all the bearishness that was coming up, it was all kind of like went away with all the crossings. So typically, you go opposite. So now that everyone thinks it's long, are they going to short it on us? This is a very big potential. And one of the things that I'm looking at personally is just kind of seeing what the alts are doing. And the one good sign, we've been looking at Z Trash, and Z Trash is kind of holding on at these $500 levels. But the telling part is it created a perfect trend and it's following it to perfection. As the rest of the market is pumping, Z Trash is dumping. Look at the daily, big old red candle. The daily for everybody else, big old green candles, right? Oh, I already did Solana, but you see the difference in their daily candles? Everything you're looking at. So this is the sign that, to me, it tells me that it's just rotations and exit liquidity. Rotation 1, was Z-Trash, right? This little run from the bottom to this top while everything else consolidated. Everything else did this. Z-Trash went up. That's crazy, right? And now that everything is going up to catch up to this gap, Z-Trash is going down. Very particular, but it seems very deliberate. And the only reason I say it's deliberate, it's because Z-Trash is a top 20 token, has a lot of liquidity from the total market cap of crypto. Obviously, Bitcoin takes 60% of it. Ethereum, Solana take another 15%. So that's 75%. You then have XRP. So of the 20% or so that's left, Ztrash has a good chunk of it, being one of the major caps. So you have to definitely take it serious. In taking it serious is how I laugh at it, because it's almost so obvious that when the market is pumping, Ztrash is doing this. This is now just front running towards the downside. It's opposite. When Bitcoin pumps, this dumps. When Bitcoin dumps, this pumps. It's just exit liquidity season by the feels of it. And everything that I'm looking at just tells me, hey, yes, this was a very good pump. But what was it? 5% again? So we're now at a 10% pump since last week. There's nothing to celebrate just yet, especially when we're down 40% and we're just recovering some of that. So to me, I'm going to really look at these breakout levels to fully understand what's going to happen. Because even for Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin has a lot left that it can go on, but there's also a lot of resistance above us on the CME, which is what really controls Bitcoin. So as everything's trying to front run, I'm going to eagerly and very patiently be watching this, because this almost feels like the perfect short is getting ready to be set up and dialed in. So for me, I'm paying attention to these levels and I'm trying to remain safe as much as possible. Just by knowing that, man, this feels like exit liquidity season, and at that point, like, you don't want to become a victim of all these things. So the way I look at it is you want to stay in the game, protect your portfolio. It goes a long way. And, ultimately, the biggest thing about a trader that most people make the mistake as traders is that they don't stay in the game. They blow through their portfolio by thinking, hey, I'm for sure right here and I'm just going to go hard. So, oh, that's Andrew static. Let me remove him from stage. Okay. But yeah, that's my TA, guys. Ultimately, I'm not fully sold on it. I'm going to be watching the CME, as that's what's really kind of going to show me what's going to happen next. But for now, Ethereum is front running the CME. So is Bitcoin. Ztrash is front running the CME to the downside now. This is going to be an interesting last, 12 hours of the daily candle, a little less that we have, but nonetheless, this is exit liquidity season. So make sure that you understand that both sides are being liquidated. This is why you're seeing vicious pumps followed by vicious retraces. It almost happens immediately. You'll get these vicious 5% freaking retraces in the midst of that 10% move, and 5% with 10x leverage. That means you're down 50%. People using 50x, oof, it just gets really bad, right? So just understand that your leverage does matter, but ultimately being right on moves is what's going to get you paid. And it's hard to be right. So it makes it that much easier when you're super, super patient. This is why I just operate with an insane level of discipline. And ultimately, I just try to, keep the port going, growing slowly but surely. And ultimately, we do it on Novex Finance. It's super easy to trade, super easy to just, do all the things that you need to do as a trader: setting stop losses, setting take profits, setting limit orders, having the liquidity, having the right pairs. This is just the right place to be. And part of that is we're going to help you learn, give you some TA, give you some just some courses, some training in whichever way, not to mention give you a lot of just vibes and gaming and just presence, right? Because ultimately, yesterday we were playing some zombies, or a couple of days ago when we streamed, and I had somebody message me in the midst of, hey, I want to play some zombies with you next time. Then they proceeded to asking me some TA questions. And that was someone that I hadn't spoken to in about 2 months. So it's pretty cool. The gaming woke them up to knowing, hey, We're just watching charts, so we're killing time. So if you're a trader and you got questions, join our Telegram. Just go to the search bar and type in Novex Fi, just like our X handle. It's Novex Finance, but it'll show up. It's free to join. We got constant activity and action going on in there. And we definitely look forward to having you vibe with us and continue to be a trader that survives and continues to grow his portfolio or her portfolio. So join us. And this was Trade Talk. Thank you for stopping by and getting this TA. Hope you enjoyed it. We do have a couple of other people here on stage, so I wanted to see if anybody else has any questions. If not, we can start wrapping up this show. No? Okay. Going once, going twice. Anybody else? No? Okay, great. Well, guys, this was Trade Talk powered by Novex Finance. Thank you for being here. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to vibe with us, and that's what matters. We're going to play a little exit song. Novex is on our mind. Profits are on our agenda, baby. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you for tuning in. We'll be in touch, baby.
Yeah. Top down, top down, top down. Sun low, sun low, sun low, sun low. Got that, got that, got that. Novex glow, yeah, yeah. Screens green, heart slow, heart slow, heart slow. Let the whole day roll, day roll, day roll. Early in the AM, coffee in the same cup, watch list loaded. Everything framed up, charts on chill. Moving like a slow jam, playing so clean, I don't even need a boast, man. Wrist tight, yeah, the downside light. Let the market do its thing. I ain't gotta fight, cause the rules in place like lanes on the freeway. Novex on the dash, I just ride how the beast sway. Trail stop set while I laugh with the homies. Alerts hit soft on my wrist like it know me. No chase, no race, just grace in the guideline. Platform do the heavy, I just live in the right mind. Novex on my mind, I'm cruising through the day so smooth. Money on the line, but I'm moving like I can't lose. Game stay up line, got a plan so I can choose. Life plus grind, that's the groove I use. Novex on my mind, yeah. Used to let fear talk loud in the background. Jump in, jump out, every little tick down. Now I zoom way out, see the whole big frame. Let the noise burn out. I don't play that game, I split win, stack small, let it grow in seasons. Loss come, know the down, walk off with a reason. Discipline drip like the chrome on the rim, shine step by step. Turn the side hope to a real climb. Tell my people you can build while you breathe easy. From the phone or the home where the waves breezy. Tools in the hand, but the mind is the real wealth. Novex on the screen, put belief in your own self. Novex on my mind, I'm cruising through the day so smooth. Money on the line, but I'm moving like I can't lose. Game stay up line, got a plan so I can choose. Life is grind, 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 grind. That's the groove I use. Novex on my mind, yeah. From the first little trade to the big time vision. From the late night doubts to the clear cut decisions. We just scale, stay patient, let the process talk. Novex in my hand, but my heart do the walk, yeah. Novex on my mind, Novex on my mind.